So this is my Mecklenburg game, a really strong steel ship and a German beast that I would absolutely recommend. And what I will also recommend before starting the gameplay and you watch the video, that you subscribe to my channel. I really looking forward to get to 500 subscribers by the end of the month if possible, and please, if you can help me do that, that would be the best thank you that you can do if you are new to the channel. So thank you if you have subscribed. So let's get to it. Hey, what's up guys? UrAvgWarGamer is back with another video of World of Warships, and today I'm going to be featuring a steel ship, which is the only German battleship that you can buy in the game right now, and that is absolutely amazing as well for the steel that it is, the Mecklenburg. So the Mecklenburg, I'm going to be featuring this video because, well, there are so many players that might be thinking that should I buy the Burgoyne as a steel ship first or the Mecklenburg? And well, my answer is usually pretty much straightforward, that Burgoyne is definitely really strong ship, even better than Mecklenburg. But honestly, when we talk about some of the strengths of Mecklenburg, it is definitely a ship to reckon, a force to reckon with, because, well, as you can able to clearly see that Mecklenburg has a couple of things that Burgoyne doesn't have. Well, first of all, Mecklenburg has really good armor. The HP pool is also pretty impressive, like compared to Burgoyne. I won't say impressive, but it is definitely better than Burgoyne, which is 85,800. The speed is definitely a lot better. Like you can clearly see I'm moving around 33-34 knots, which basically, I mean, it's not like the way the Burgoyne is, but it is still pretty good. And the first salvo, as you can able to see, well, these are 16 guns that you are shooting, and well, that tier 8 Cataluna, the Spanish cruiser, actually able to dodge all of that because he speed juked it pretty nicely. Otherwise, the Mecklenburg, the speciality of Mecklenburg is that it does not have battleship dispersion ellipse. Rather, for these 16 guns, even though they are 305mm caliber, the lowest caliber of all tier 10 battleships, it still have a battle cruiser dispersion with 2.05 sigma. And look at that dispersion. I mean, when you are going to be shooting 16 shells, obviously one of the shells will absolutely going to land into the citadel and will do good damage. Now the AP penetration isn't that ridiculously impressive because, I mean, it's a lower caliber gun, but the reload time is almost 23 seconds. And the gun alpha damage is also pretty good, like 9,400 for these guns. It seems to be pretty nice. And I mean, these are 16 guns, by the way. So it is pretty impressive. And obviously, the Mecklenburg has torpedoes, which are 6 kilometer. So, I mean, when you are getting into a brawling situation or trying to be a knife fighter, well, not only that torpedoes are really good, its secondaries are also pretty good. It has the way the German ships are, 12.5 kilometer secondaries, very good. I mean, I'm not gonna say very good DPM, but it is pretty good for German ships. Like, you typically get that, you know, a shell volume, the secondary shell volume of typical German BB that you get, you also get in a Mecklenburg as well, which makes it pretty interesting and good when someone is pushing you. So good armor. And obviously another thing that I really love about Mecklenburg, there are a lot of battleships right now that you can have, but not a whole lot of battleships. Oh my goodness, look at that, 20,000 alpha, 20,000 damage, 11 penetrations. Yeah, this is what I'm talking about. Great dispersion, and you will get these sort of results. Not a citadel, but pen damage is pretty good. But I'm talking about the AA of the Mecklenburg. Mecklenburg, you can have a fighter consumable which can actually shoot down 3 or 4 planes per round if the CV comes for you. Again, 14,000 damage. So you have fighter, a ship consumable that can actually tag with a fighters when someone's going to strike you, and you also have defensive AA fire. So both of these consumables are really going to be pretty much deterrent against CV. And I mean, if the CV trying to strike you with these two consumables up and running, I can tell you one thing, that he will lose almost all the squad. He can able to even, like, he can just attack you like once and he will regret it, because it will literally shoot down all the planes. And as a CV main, I'm saying this, that it is true. And look at that dispersion on the Des Moines that I shot. Like, it's pretty consistent because of the battle cruiser dispersion. And then I'm talking about the secondaries. And look at the secondaries. They are pumping up and getting its dispersion improved over time, because obviously I have the skill, which is manual secondary battery aiming, a 4-point captain, 4-point skill that, if you use it, you can able to see that dispersion is keep up on improving. And even though I don't have overmatch on the Des Moines, because it's 305mm guns, they cannot overmatch Des Moines armor. The Des Moines bow is 27mm. These guns are 305mm caliber, so you cannot overmatch, but it is still good when you shoot at superstructure and can farm a lot of damage. In this case, what Des Moines is doing is playing really, really aggressive, and well, I can able to clearly see that Des Moines is going to be a bit of a problem. Again, great damage just from over penetration and penetration, because, well, 16 guns does hurt regardless. So I'm doing this the way it should be, running away from Des Moines, because Des Moines DPM is really, really good. But then I have seen something that is even more dangerous, and that is a Shimakaze. And I just eaten a torpedo and my HP basically gone down pretty low. Even the Shikishima shooting shells, but somehow he's managing to get his shells land short, which I'm lucky, because it would be like pretty high damage. And you can able to see the Shimakaze taking a lot of damage, and he's exactly slowed down where I wanted to be, like where I wanted to see him. And that tons of shells that I throw at Shimakaze, he died. I just damage con the fire, and then obviously the Des Moines is keep farming me, and that's a bit of a rough situation for me, because, well, I'm taking so much damage from Des Moines that I have to run away. And at the same time, I am getting spotted by carrier. So yeah, as a battleship, life could be pretty rough when the HE spam coming at you. So this is the way that you can really able to do something to either run away or either disengage. In this case, I just simply can't disengage. So the strength that I have talked about, really strong AA. As a CV main, I can tell you, if you pick this ship, you will definitely able to fend off aircraft carrier attacks pretty much, like, swiftly or effectively. I won't say the carrier won't strike you, but it will only strike you once and he will lose all the planes. That's what I can say if you have these two consumables at your disposal. So there is Holland that I'm expecting, and that's why I put the ASW. Or no, by the way, there is something else that the reason why I did this, but anyways, obviously the Shikishima is keeping me, on lit, trying to shoot me, trying to basically kill me, because I only have 19,000 HP left. 1.5 million potential damage tank, some secondary hits, but obviously I can't push this Shikishima Des Moines combo. They are both in division and actually are good players, so I have to be very careful. I've talked about the AP characteristics. Let's talk about HE. Now, what HE does? Well, I have Gunther Luthian's captain on it, and for that reason I have bad fire chance because of the IFHE that I'm using on basically all battleships. Generally, there are some German battleship that really like that IFHE, so I'm kind of using it on Mecklenburg, even though you really don't need it. So that's what I can tell you for sure. But you can able to see when you throw 16 shells, if a lot of the shells will hit, there's still going to be a good chance that I will get fires. And Mecklenburg and Gunther Luthians, the legendary captain that if you put on this ship, it will be so much great. I can tell you that. I switched to AP for just getting some raw penetration hits, since, well, I thought, okay, I can just do something Des Moines like that. Again, in a kiting position, I'm shooting because I healed up quite a bit, used quite a lot of heals as well. Like, I have used 3 heals, burned down by Des Moines quite a bit, but still switched to HE again. I don't know. But seems to be like if the Des Moines is bowing, why not just set some fires or maybe get some penetration, since I am struggling to do some damage. The Shikishima obviously is shooting me back, and 6 shells. He missed me quite a bit out there, so I'm just fine right now. Like I'm just getting a lot of potential damage tanked right now, like almost 2 million. And obviously I have the skill, which is a repair part in a skill, which basically increases 1 heal, as well as you have faster heal reload time, which if I can able to show you, I have now 60 seconds of cooldown time. And now you get extra heal, as you can able to see. Number of consumable charges increase just because of that 3-point skill that you can now get in the battleship's repair party readiness, which is really good. Like, you have that much tanking power. The heals will help you to basically able to, you know, mitigate some of the damage that you get from fires, from Des Moines obviously. So that's pretty much that. Obviously I'm farming the Shikishima with HE since he was sort of angled, and again you can able to see 7 penetration hits. The consistency of the Mecklenburg is really, really good, and 16 guns. I mean, accuracy, dispersion pretty much works with Mecklenburg. That Des Moines actually basically dominating the sea flank. Pushing it is not a possibility, so I decided to basically reverse kiting position basically, and I'm just farming the Shikishima because Shikishima is also in a really tight and bad spot. Luckily I am with the division with Smollend, and Smollend keep him spotted and farming him as well, which basically making his mind kind of diverting towards him, and which helps me to do even more damage without really, you know, feeling that Shikishima shoot me, even though he's just in a really, really bad spot. And obviously with this sort of area that he is in, he cannot disengage and he will eventually going to die. Again, on the other hand, as you can able to see, 6 versus 7 ships. We just killed the Shikishima, so now that is 6 ships. They do have 2 destroyers. We have only 1 destroyer, which is Smollend, and obviously that is quite a bit of a good thing to see. Like, we have actually a good destroyer, but now you can able to see there is Elbing, very low HP, and I'm looking to kill this guy, so I basically shot him, like try to make sure that he will die. 47 HP, and I think one of my shell will kill him, which is exactly happened. The Des Moines is getting farmed by our Smollend. That is pretty good. I mean, that will keep his attention diverted for now. But then I sort of thought, okay, let's maybe push to B, because, well, there are not a whole lot of ships remaining. But unfortunately, even though there is only Iowa, Cataluna, remember that there is also a destroyer, which is Holland, and I have no idea where he is. So with that in mind, I have realized that I cannot push, because pushing in this game is one of the most difficult things to do, and the moment you push, you will definitely going to get hurt pretty hard. And in this case, even though I have 36,000 HP, but that HP will just evaporate because of the Des Moines sheer amount of DPM. Even though my secondary is definitely going to kill him, but he's shooting AP and doing quite a bit of damage. And again, you can able to see the secondaries can do wonders. And that's the amazing thing about Mecklenburg. I really like, because it has basically almost every tool to deal with except for destroyers. I mean, you cannot do this in battleships anyway. But then this Iowa that was broadsiding before, still broadsiding, and he will definitely going to pay for it. And look, I'm gonna talk about the anti-air. Now look at that. This is full Hakuryu squad, and look what's gonna happen. He basically eaten a flak, and he cannot do anything. Like, look at that. I basically shot on all the planes. He didn't even manage to land a single bomb on me while I'm shooting the Iowa and dealing massive 17k damage. So that is pretty impressive. 2.6 million potential damage tanked. Like, this is German power. I mean, that is something that I really love about Mecklenburg. Basically having the consistency, and not only the consistency, also that these guns are very consistent with anti-air. Actually, some decent anti-air ship, to be honest, in the game. By the way, I didn't talk about the firing range. It's 22 kilometers. I mean, if you swap fighters for spotting, aircraft, sure, you can do it. But I prefer to use it fighters because that basically completely counters CV in my opinion. This combination is so lethal that it's going to be pretty rough for any ship to deal with, like any carrier to deal with. Literally, they have no chance. That extra heal that I got from the repair party readiness, well, that helps me healing up quite a bit of my HP, and now I used up all of my heals and still have almost 30,000 HP. So that is the amount of tankiness and all the stuff that I did with now the secondaries that are actually going to be usable in the late game, and the dispersion that you can able to see as well. Even though this Cataluna is trying good. Another skill that Gunther Lutyens has, which is, well, 100 secondary hits, and now another close quarters expert, by the way. And Holland is basically flat broadside to my AP shells, and then obviously you can able to see that I kill the Holland as well. So basically the insanity, and I got the Kraken as well. So there are just so many things that I did in Mecklenburg at once. And you can able to clearly see everything in the Mecklenburg, like how really strong this battleship is if played right. The real German ship, the real steel ship after Burgon is Mecklenburg. If you haven't saw my tier list for the steel ships, I recommend Mecklenburg after Burgon. After Burgon, a Mecklenburg is a must. It's better ship than Lauria. It's better ship than basically even incomparable. It's better ship than Shikishima in my opinion. So it can do basically every single thing. It has everything in its disposal. If you play close quarters and brawl in the ship, you have torpedoes. You don't have these nerfed ASW attacks, 11 kilometer range. Everything about the Mecklenburg is super good, except one thing: really bad fighting angles. Yeah, I didn't talk about this thing, but if you don't angle in Mecklenburg enough, well, the fighting angles of Mecklenburg are actually really bad. Other than that, Mecklenburg is a solid steel ship, solid battleship in the game, pretty much worth it for steel, and you should buy that because I just love it. When I play it, it feels really special. It feels consistent. It does good damage. No citadels, but still penetration hit is enough for me, and that makes me feel so good. So there's only Hakuryu left, and well, there is some jerk. I don't know why the frame rates are a bit dropping, but then I will shoot the Hakuryu, and well, you will able to clearly see that I will eventually going to get citadel. So Hakuryu, well, he's around 9,000 HP, and one shell is basically enough to kill that Hakuryu. So amazing game, pretty much worth it, Mecklenburg. Just only one thing that is bad, and that is its firing angles. Other than that, it's a beast of a ship. Look at that achievements. High caliber, Confederate, Dreadnought, 2 secondary, close quarter expert, fireproof, did tank like 40% fire damage, imagine. And then Kraken, 223k damage, 6 kills, great results. I mean, I didn't manage to get a lot of secondary hits, sure, but still, you can able to see that even in long, it's so good that even if you don't get secondary hits, your long range performance is amazing. So Mecklenburg, oh boy, the really strong ship. Almost 3k base XP. Austin played really well, so our Smallland. We helped our team to carry the game. Their Des Moines was a good player. He basically hold that flank for a long time, but again, Mecklenburg shines where it absolutely should be, and a really highly recommended ship. So I hope you like this game. You can able to clearly see did great damage to basically all ships out there. HE is really good, AP is really good, do really good against everything. Citadel the Hakuryu from long range as well, so keep that in mind. Its penetration is pretty good. Not good against citadeling battleships, but cruisers, well, they're gonna they're gonna get smashed. Really. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you liked the video, and I will catch you into the next one. Peace out.